soon. I'm Officer Durker. I'm the afternoon shift canine officer. We have 3 total canines on the department, 1 on day shift, 1 on night shift, and like I said, I'm the afternoon shift canine officer. And here, the whiny one is Spectrum. He's our newly acquired canine as of early this year. He flew over from Germany in February, and I went down the next day and Wapakoneta, Ohio, about 3 hours from here, and where the training center is, and tested a bunch of dogs, and this is the one I ended up picking. He's 2 years old, and he was donated by Rick and Kathy Schultz. He's the CEO for Spectrum Surgical. On the condition, we name him Spectrum, so that's Spectrum. I call him Spectre for short. Woo. He's trained primarily in German, so when he came over he had a bit of German obedience already, so I didn't have to, I kept everything in German. I didn't try to transfer it over to English. Since I've gotten him, I've really worked on hand signals and such for tactical reasons, so he knows at all times. These dogs have to be very obedient for obvious reasons. Liability reasons is the biggest one. We don't want to bite somebody for something maybe they didn't deserve to be bitten for. Primarily what we use these dogs for, at least I do, 90% of the time I'm running cars on traffic stops, sniffing for drugs. Primarily the drugs we search for is marijuana, cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamine, and the derivatives of those. He also certified in ecstasy, mushrooms, and hashish, so he knows a lot of odors to search for. One thing we do during training is we sniff cars without any drugs in them, so we ensure the dogs aren't indicating on vehicles that don't have drugs in them. We can't, anytime they alert on a car, we have probable cause to search that vehicle. We don't want him hitting on every single vehicle. So we test him against negative A's, such as, I do a lot of cigarettes, cigars, stuff like that, food, make sure he's not sitting on those, indicating on those things, and also run around what we call blank vehicles to make sure that he's not indicating on blank vehicles. So when he does indicate, we know he indicated on one of those specific odors that I mentioned, okay? This vehicle right here is blank. Everything these dogs are, we give them a specific command, and from that command, they know what to do. So my command is dope seek. He knows he's sniffing for those narcotics that I spoke of. Typically when I run a car, I let him what we call free sniff it first. I'll let him run around the vehicle, sniff it for the odors. If he doesn't hit anything, then I'll detail the vehicle with him, as you'll see here in a moment.
¿Qué va a hacer?
Te explico, ven.
I'm going to let him free sniff it first. See if he gets it on this. Oh, he doesn't want to come with me. Why? I think he just got some heroin. Good boy. Good boy. Here. Boy. What he's working for is this right here. A lot of play. Right? That's what he wants.
Yeah, right. Oh.
Good boy. Good boy. We really have to dumb it down for these dogs and kind of embarrass ourselves and play like children with them. Real high-pitched tones, and because that's what they're looking for. There's a lot of play. Here. Good boy. They love to play tug, so after he finds something, I'll take a few minutes with him and play, and then we'll go to the next one if we're actually doing a training exercise. The toolbox, it was over here. So you might think he's smart and he's going to sniff that, and all of a sudden it's not there anymore. The actual toolbox I moved over there somewhere, over toward the entrance, so we'll see if he finds it. I also moved a suitcase full of marijuana that's hidden up underneath the floor of that tarp where the 8x8 is, okay? Let's see if he finds it here.
Where are the dogs going to come? Oh, the dog.
There it goes. Oh, not there anymore.
Look at the dog.
But it's what's there. Come on, what happened?
Now, the odor of narcotics is heavier than air, so it'll fall typically. That's why a lot of the dogs will indicate on lower on the vehicle typically. If he doesn't find it on a free sniff here, now building searches, he gets pretty mouthy, and he'll scratch that a little bit, and we'll probably try not to get down. You know what I mean? That's a good boy. That's a good boy.
This area has 4 jail cells, and there's a shower back behind that wall, right around the corner from there. Every cell, which will go in the back room over there, we can actually go into a jail cell. Typically has, like this room has a mattress cover, a pillow. You have your own bathroom, your own toilet, a little sink that has water, and it's able to come out of it, and that's it. Okay. There's nothing glorious about being in a jail cell other than you're in a jail cell. So it's nothing to write home about or to be excited about. You don't get anything else except 3 square meals a day. We keep prisoners here 24 hours typically. If we're going to keep you any longer than 24 hours, we would send you to the Summit County Jail or the Macedonia Jail. This is a temporary holding facility. Much of the equipment is donated, and a fair amount of it is bought by the city. If something gets broke, the city gladly replaces it because it is very well used by everybody in the city, as far as all the city employees. Police department, fire department, service, street department, whatever, every department in the city of Stow can come in here and use this 24 hours a day, 7 days out of the week, without no questions asked. As long as you have a swipe card and you're employed in the city of Stow, you can come in here and use this equipment.
We have 5 lanes down here. Our range is 75 feet long from this booth to where the target number 5 is, and sometimes I make the guys shoot that far away.
Yeah, he does.
Over here on the left, you'll see the different types of weapons that are available to our police officer. We've had the silhouette targets. Those are the state targets that we have to shoot at once a year in order to qualify. The light gray area is the area where the rounds have to hit. Anything that doesn't hit the light gray area is counted as a miss. And Sergeant Mifflin can attest that they have to be totally in the gray, else I don't count anyone.
Yes.
But the other targets we use for other types of training, decision making, so officers they'll encounter a target, they have to decide whether it's hostile or not.